Yeah, we've how many we end up leaving on? 7. Yeah, it was a difference of them hitting the ball over the fence and us getting a lot of hits and not that critical hit. And there was probably only a couple things that I would look at that we didn't execute very well. The run and hit that ends up being a double play with Smith in the 5th. If we put that in play, Spencer gets a hit, the next guy, and actually the catcher was responsible for 2 outs that inning. Bad break on Johnny's ball in the 1st that bounced over the fence because that was going to be a second run. And when you play a team that's as capable as them, you'd like to get all those breaks, but we didn't. And the guy that finished the game for them is an extra special pitcher. So when you're behind and they bring that guy in, it's a significant challenge, and you kind of know that going into the game.
When Wolf comes up there, the continuing around.
Well, he looked good. Last year, if you recall, he actually got hurt against us. He came out of the lineup, and he looked awfully good. He was definitely a big part of their offense today. He scored up 3 balls.
Yeah, you guys came out to talk to Caffey after the first home run in that inning. Was there any discussion about pulling him after that first solo shot before the 2-run, or did you guys want to kind of just?
No, as you know, our bullpen's not the deepest bullpen in quality, and he had unbelievable movement today. In fact, to a point where he didn't really know where his fastball was going, which is unusual. Sink and arm side run, and didn't have a slider for a while, and so I know Coach was searching a little bit with his plan of attack, and he ended up getting pretty deep in the game for being on short rest, and we certainly didn't want his velocity dropped a little bit, and we thought it was time to bring in Summers and get through that inning. And but Caff grinded pretty good. Wolf we threw back-to-back changeups on him for his second home run, and he made us pay for being elevated right there.
So even with the bullpen not being fantastic over the course of this year, I mean, they played pretty well on the back end tonight, especially Ryan there right in the last 9.
Yeah, they gave us a shot, and unfortunately we couldn't put an inning together at the end, but them keeping them right at 5 and giving us a shot, and we're chipping away and getting 1 run each inning, but we just couldn't get it done in the 8th and 9th, unfortunately.
Alston's sick then?
Yeah, he's out for the whole weekend.
He's out for the week.
Yep.
You know that who will start tomorrow?
Stringer. Yeah, and then TBA on Sunday.
Is there a thought of going with Holden Ryan out to start, or you want to use him in the bullpen this weekend?
Who's that?
Nelson. Is there a thought of starting him this weekend, or you want to get him in
I guess if we don't use him tomorrow,
Saturday?
we could go to him early. I don't know if we'd start him, but that was kind of the TBA thing, and we've got some other good guys that Frazier and Walker are candidates for that Sunday slot too, depending on what happens tomorrow. So we went for it. Using him when you're behind isn't normal, but that's like for him his arm resiliency. That's like a tune-up for him. So he'll be on the list tomorrow in relief, and if we don't use him tomorrow, then he could be one of the starters. He could be a starter candidate.
I know you guys would rather have wins than silver linings, but you look at how your team over the course of this year has responded. When going down runs and to a team as good as Stanford in a pen that you lauded over the course of this week. I mean, how do you think you guys at least competed well with them? And I know Spencer stood up here and said that the guys pretty much outplayed them.
Well, I don't know about outplayed them, but certainly we think we can compete with them, and I like the mentality where my team was, and we. Early it was they were throwing blows, we were throwing blows, and back and forth, and it was I thought the whole night was a really quality Division I baseball game. They come in with really impressive numbers as far as wins and losses, but I'm speaking for my team and my coaching staff, we think we can compete with them and always will, and I think my guys showed that. I don't think we outplayed them because they won on the scoreboard. That's what really matters. But we certainly played with them, and it's not a moral victory. We're disappointed that we didn't win the game.
You lose by 1, and you see the ground rule double because Smith was going to come around and score there. He was rounding third at the time, and if that comes up a foot short, suddenly that's the run that you end up losing by.
Yeah, who knows? It changes the whole dynamic of the game, but a couple things here and there in that ball game. If we don't hit the guy before the second of 3 home runs, I guess, it was the 3rd home run when the guy hit the ball out to right. That's the only free base that we gave them that hurt us tonight, which is progress. And so, but it's baseball. Things don't always go your way, and boy, their catcher's a good baseball player. That ball in the dirt that Spencer read and he threw him out. He's one of the few catchers in the country that would have made that play. Spencer, good baseball play. He's supposed to go with 2 outs there, and I think he's safe 99 times out of 100. And Hanley did a great job of that.
Back on the offensive side of the ball, was it your team's game plan to come out aggressive?